welcome to Living Arts. I'm your host, Jackie Suarez. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight we're doing a really great artist profile of an up-and-coming band here in Westchester. Great guys, Harry Rios and the Nippy Thieves. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
We've been having a good time just sitting here and talking, and I've been looking forward to having you on the show.
Cool.
We actually met at an Embark Peak Skill function, Christmas show there, and you performed with one other guy. And I was like, this is something I really need to have on my show. So thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So how long have you guys been together?
As a band, we've been playing together, which it seems like forever, but we've known each other for the better part of 20, 25 years. Matt and I went to school together. Dave and I worked together back in the 90s, and Dave and I started a band with some other funky cats. And then Matt jumped on the bandwagon as of recently, and we just keep seeing it through.
Awesome. So you mentioned that this is kind of a smaller version of what you normally perform with. Mm-hmm. So why don't you break that down for me? Like, how do you normally, if you have a gig, like you said, there's a horn section as well?
The Nippy Thieves as a whole is just kind of a Westchester musician collective of higher caliber musicians. Mm-hmm. So depending on the needs of the situation, we'll do anything from an acoustic duo, doing like 60s, 70s, 80s.
I was the other guy that you saw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's not my hair.
That's not true. He never showed up. We'll either do a duo thing or we'll play as a trio, or we've had the band go as big as 2 or 3-piece horn section, percussionists, guitar players, backup singers, whatever the people can afford.
And I've been a little right. Times are hard, right? Yeah. You might be singing there by yourself. Yeah. I've been a little remiss. I haven't introduced the other bandmates here. We have Jade Kartategui,
yes,
sorry, Matt Norris on drums here. So thanks you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
So when did you start studying music? I know that you're a teacher as well, so tell me a little bit about that.
I've been teaching for the better part of 12 years. I started in New York City, did a stint in Westchester County for a number of years, and now I'm back in New York City working on developing a band program for a middle school in the South Bronx. Okay. Matt and I have worked together also as well in Westchester County. And so he and I teach, and Dave does something else. And I do. Yeah, and we've been, so I've been teaching's been an interesting segue for me because in the 90s I was a hip hop music session musician and producer and stuff like that, and I worked with a bunch of people, and
so that was like your main.
Yeah, I mean,
that you were a full-time musician basically.
Yeah, that and a dime got me on a bus, and
a dime, the bus.
Yeah, I was just happy to. I was just happy to.
Good skin.
Yeah.
It's a Latin skin.
Yeah, the 90s were an interesting stint, but yeah, we were playing as more serious musicians and singer-songwriters and doing other things, and then we just got caught up and life started taking over. So now it's one of those things where we do it for the love of it more than anything. We don't need to do it for the money or for anything like that. Nobody's trying to get crazy or famous to do anything. We just want to kind of be a solid regional act, play locally and support the local communities, and do what we can in and around Westchester County mostly, and stay close to home, and make a little dough on the side if we can. Make none if it happens that way too, but just get together for the joy of playing with each other, because we really do enjoy playing. These guys kind of finish my thoughts, and vice versa.
It sounds like you guys are kind of close.
Yeah.
You're kind of like ribbing, like teasing each other, like you guys grew up together or something.
Absolutely.
Kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were college roommates, he and I, but
what school did you go to?
We went to SUNY Purchase.
Okay.
Or Purchase College, as they call it nowadays. The college formerly known as SUNY Purchase.
Oh, yeah.
So you studied music. I'm assuming you studied music.
I had a late start in studying music. I didn't touch my first instrument till like late in high school.
Okay.
No teacher would give me a chance to play, so it was extra important. I got to pick up my first saxophone almost towards the end of my high school career, and I really commandeered it and did my thing in like jazz band and stuff like that in school, and then went to school to learn how to understand music theory better and stuff like that, and learn studio composition. So most of my background is in studio engineering and recording technologies and stuff like that, and then everything else caught up as a teacher because I have to know it to be able to teach it to others. So I've conducted orchestras from 40 to 80 pieces for students.
Wow.
And you know, and I'm like I said before, starting from scratch now with another orchestra situation.
So tell me a little bit about the program that you're trying to develop. What's the name of the school in the South Bronx?
It's called the Academy for Personal Leadership and Excellence, up off of Fordham Road.
Okay, is that a grade school or?
It's a middle school. It's
Middle school.
6th through 8th grade. You know, it's in a neighborhood where there's a 98% poverty rate. So, you know, and they're sorely lacking for many things, you know. So something like this is just very refreshing for the community and for the students. And the students that we have are very engaged and they're very into what we're doing right now.
That's terrific. So then, Matt, you're working with him on this project as well, or are you?
No, I actually teach in southern Westchester at Valhalla. I'm a high school music teacher there.
Okay,
So
cool.
I've been there for the better part of a decade. I've been teaching for 15 plus years.
So was it kind of the same thing as Harry? You went to school and did you take? Were you a music major?
I was, yeah. My first degree is in music performance. I also did music. I have another degree in music therapy, and I was doing that for a while. And then I fell into public school, so I had to go and get a degree in that as well. Music has always been a part of my life. Everyone in my family's musicians, so it's just from day one. We just grew up with playing instruments.
So is it, do you only play the drums, or do you play something else?
Drums mostly professionally, but I dabble in a few others as well. Piano was something that we all had to take, and as well.
It kind of makes me sick how good he is at everything, you know. He downplays it.
You know, you said you played the sax, so you play the sax as well as.
I play everything. I play every instrument. So you know, and again, it was one of those things where I had to just kind of take a command, at least a basic command of everything that I could, just to show it to somebody else and to impart some basic knowledge on how to make things work. But you know, I've gotten better at it over time. I certainly would love to have the time to practice as much as I did back in the early days, but you know, again, I get to shed a lot with these guys and kind of blow off the steam and experiment a little more. But I want to punch Matt in the face because he's really good. He's really, really good, and you know, he's a better piano player than I am in some ways, and an amazing guitar player too. But you know, he won't let you know that.
So what's like your preferred instrument? Is it what you're playing now? You prefer to play the keyboards?
I guess keyboards, and then I'd like to pick up a guitar, but they don't let me sometimes in this band, at least, you know.
Try not to.
I mean, you know, but I could get up and do my thing, and somebody who wouldn't know the difference wouldn't know any better, you know, and so.
Okay.
In fact, when you saw me at Embark by myself, because you the other guy. That I was mentioning before, Jerry Cruz, he was the one who came with somebody else.
Oh, that man was with him. Okay,
right,
I gotcha.
So I came up by myself.
That was another thing.
No, you were supposed to be there. It's all right. It's another story. Never mind.
Sour grapes.
Yeah. So I showed up there and I played guitar at that, and then I got on the piano and I sang something else, and and that was actually my first time in front of people playing the guitar by myself. So I was petrified, but it was nice. I enjoyed it.
You look smooth. You look smooth as all get out. So you performed really well.
Thank you.
He's a lot of fun to perform with.
Yeah.
Yes.
So give me a little background on yourself, David. Well, you said you used to work with Harry, so that's how you guys kind of met.
Yeah, we used to work at a music store together, and he was selling keyboards and I was selling guitars. So
Sam Ash.
we liked to go out to lunch and drink.
Drinking on the
Was
job.
I not supposed to say that here?
Well,
no,
yeah,
no,
because
kidding.
I mean, after your work was finished.
Yes, yeah,
okay.
no. And we got along very well. So.
And you play bass.
I play
guitar.
I play guitar. I play bass. I started on guitar when I was 11, and then everybody plays guitar. These guys play guitar. Everybody plays guitar. So I found a lot more work as a bass player. So it's hard to find a really good bass player. I think like a solid.
Yeah.
That's like the same as trying to find a really good drummer.
Okay.
Really good drummers are very hard to find.
So other than playing with the Nippy Thieves, do you have other music things that you're up to?
Yeah, I write a lot. I still practice every night. I try to put in at least a half an hour a night to practice. And that's, you know, I work in the city, so I have a very long commute, and I have kids, and, you know, between everything, I still dedicate, I'll lose sleep in order for me to still practice at night, because I love it. I do it because I want to do it, and that's something I need to do all the time. But I write my own stuff. It's very electronic based, so a lot of like dirty synth bass and house beats, and so it's a lot of fun. It's a very up
Dubstep type.
Not so dubsteppy, but yeah.
We'll get you there.
But his guitar playing is more like classically oriented, and you know, so he's got really great technique, really amazing technique, and you know, pays a lot of attention to detail. And like I said, his writing is pretty solid. You know, I mean, like he spends a lot more time as a grown up with children in the house than responsibilities. Doing those things and practicing than I do for sure, you know.
Well, I figured out a trick. So I'm getting my kids into music, and now it's like my daughter, she's learning piano, and she's getting to the point where I can like jam with her, and I think that's like the next step.
That must be really cool.
Yeah, because then that's an excuse. I'll be like, hon, you know, I have to jam with
We're
my
practicing
daughter.
here.
We're
It's like, back up.
practicing,
I can't clean right now.
Well, you know, yeah, exactly. So.
Nurturing her.
Yeah,
The
so
advantage for me is to be able to do it all day long with kids. So I have access to instruments all day long. I have access, you know.
So you're getting your practice in during the day.
Yeah, and I feel like really lucky and you know blessed for that because you know, I mean, other people have to do real things, and I get to play instruments on a daily basis for the last
great.
Well, you're doing
12
something,
years.
you know, real too. You know, you're doing a huge service to that community.
True, but I'm getting better at the
Getting
same
better.
time. Yeah, absolutely.
So now with the Nippy Thieves, where do you see, I mean, I know that you write your own material.
Yeah.
You said that Dave is writing as well. So what's kind of the big picture for you guys? What would you like to be doing moving forward?
The earlier incarnation of Nippy Thieves, there was a lot of songwriting going on. There was a lot of effort, and you know, actually as a band, we were planning on doing something. We actually, in the early years, locked ourselves in a room for an entire year as a 4-piece band. We practiced and practiced and practiced and got these songs that I had written very tight. And then we went out and did 3 shows and broke up. So, you know. So
what was what was a big fight or something?
It wasn't really a big fight.
no, there was one member who was he had some emotional issues. So
and there was a you know and just you know poor management at the time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you know and it really had a lot of potential. There was you know. The band was tighter than the mosquitoes behind. Frankly, it was you know we were it was really it was a really amazing
I've never quite heard that
incarnation.
before.
It was a really amazing incarnation, and honestly, I haven't felt that way until we started this thing. You know, as far as playing. So we have this cache of songs. You know, some old stuff I write sporadically. So I've added quite a few songs over the years. You know, there's enough to go out and do that. We kind of like playing, you know, an eclectic mix of our greatest hits.
Come on and sit with me for a moment, if you will. A drink from my cup, it's a chalice of thrills. Merry go round and round and round and round for 3 years. Where the lilies bloom is where I want to stay. Sit with me for a moment, if you will. Drink from my cup, it's a chalice of thrills. Merry go round and round for days. Where the lilies bloom is where I want to stay. Where I want to stay. La 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 la. La 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 la. And the flower bed where I rest my head to let my mouth play sets me apart from the pains of the heart. So many of us shouting from head to tail. La 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 la. And the flower bed where I rest my head to let my mind get away just makes me feel so good today. And the flower bed where I rest my head and I wanna stay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
forward to this year with the boys putting out some kind of compilation CD that will be either out there temporarily for free, or where the better half of 20 plus songs that are sitting in the vault are going to be released, and
Like Disney.
yeah, it's like Prince.
Vault.
Yeah.
One song
So
every year.
we're gonna release songs from the vault and put out some old stuff, and then definitely start hashing out some new ideas over some time. But continue to play live, definitely. That's the main priority.
Yeah, it's so interesting, just doing this show, meeting so many new musicians that are popping up here in Westchester, or people that have been around for a long time. There's so many cool music studios here in the city as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So, you'll be able to just cut your CD right here in town. It's not like you have to go someplace else, or maybe someplace that you're familiar with.
Well, the beauty of technology is that you can literally do it now in your kitchen.
Really?
Yeah. There's enough.
Which is where my studio is.
Yeah. That's why I said it.
Thank you.
But no, but you can. I mean, that's the thing is that
So you can actually record a studio quality CD
Absolutely.
anywhere now.
Yes,
and
anywhere.
like as I said, mine and Matt's background is in studio engineering and stuff like that. So I have the technology. We've kept with the technology consistently, so this way we could do things like that. And record either live if we want to, or mix and match live with studio recording, and I have extensive background in MIDI sequencing and music sequencing and stuff like that. So you get a little bit of everything, and again, the old hip hop producer part of me wants to kind of mesh with the live part of me too, and see what comes up next.
So with this hip hop, did you ever work with anybody that we would know?
Yeah, a few people I worked with, Wyclef Jean and Lauryn Hill. I worked with Katie from Naughty by Nature. Did a track with Common, who's an actor now and also a rapper, and Slick Rick, one of the original, hip hop pioneers as far as rapping goes.
Oh, awesome.
And a few people here and there did some things, and had some fun. Had some experiences.
So that was kind of a leap for you from doing that to kind of this jazz fusion, which, is maybe not the best way to describe your music. How would you describe your music for our audience?
What did we come up with? We had a term that we said it's kind of like pop funk.
Fusion?
Fusion.
I don't know if you want to go with that one.
Fusion Elijah.
I don't know.
It's like a
No,
drink.
we are
Fusion.
we are a mix of pop, soul, R&B,
It's definitely a rock
funk,
element to
and
it.
rock, blues, and old school soul. So
Yeah.
it's a good mix of everything. You won't come in and hear like a bunch of Maxwell or something like that. We'll jump from Bill Withers to Paul McCartney to Billy Joel to Prince to Michael Jackson to whatever. We're all over the map, but again, we make it our own. So there's continuity in the sound that we have. It's just that we take what people like and we make it better.
Absolutely. There's going to be, I had the chance to hear you guys sing a little bit before the show started, and it was awesome. It was really high energy. Is that really how you get down when you go to perform places?
Even when we're in his basement.
Yeah.
You take it there?
We just, what it is if you have, we have the ability to get together, and those times are kind of precious. So when we do get together, I tend to let loose.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys,
Same
but
here.
I tend to have a lot of fun and put, you know what it is you have to put your heart into it. If you're not playing from your heart, people can tell that. People know when you're just going through the motions, or people know if you are bored or you're just, I'm not into this. So for me, it's a treat to be able to play with them, so I'm going to give it my all.
Yeah.
Give it your all?
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
give it
if
my all.
anyone's watching or not.
I don't care.
It's not, it's not what it's
It
about.
drives me crazy that we don't record everything we do, because sometimes there's just some gems that come out of a spontaneous thing with us. That
Always
hit record, God. Yeah, we had a practice, this weekend before we came here, just to kind of say, all right, well, what are we gonna do when we show up? And it turned into just some impromptu thing that was like, we never did that before, and it just was it was amazing. And I taped it.
So you're looking to get this compilation, kind of put down all the tracks from the vault
Yeah.
at some point, I guess over the summer or in the next coming months. So ideally, what would you like to have happen on, I know that you all have jobs during the day, so would you like to be like the house band for one of the local restaurants, or what would be your ideal situation musically here in town or throughout Westchester?
I think the best thing for us right now is we'd love to be playing more consistently, and have something to look forward to on a monthly basis where we're playing maybe a couple times a month, maybe a few more than that if we can help it, and play, and have things set up where we're playing Upper Westchester, Lower Westchester,
Kind of covering
closer
the whole
to the
county.
city, and maybe Connecticut, and then have a steady rotation of things that we want to do, that we could play, have our our home bases in a couple places, and then just frequent those places as much as possible.
Okay, so what are some of the challenges you have trying to do something like that? Because now you said you're looking possibly for some type of management as well.
Just finding the time making the phone calls, getting in contact with the club owners, and then navigating. If they have a date that they're willing to give you, then you have to navigate 3 schedules, 3 families,
Yeah.
3 jobs. Right.
3 jobs.
Well, actually more, because then you'd bring the other thieves, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, and that's right. But see, the thing is, we can always do a trio. We can always make it happen with a trio. It's cake when you get the guitar player and the horn players, and you get some other guys. Yeah.
Throw a chart in front of them or something.
Yeah.
So that's
Get some
secondary.
some percussion players.
And as a trio, I feel like we sound really full as just by itself. So
Yeah, it's a big sound.
yeah, adding anything else, it compromises. It compromises what we're doing, but at the same time,
What do you mean it compromises what you're doing?
No, it's just
It's just a lot to manage on a stage, or
well, it's a lot to manage to bring somebody in who doesn't know the material as well, and then to be again responsible the same way we have to be, somebody has to be responsible to book shows and to do the follow-up work of which is like a whole second life, to also be the person to arrange the music to make for other people to come in and play it, or to have somebody who's willing to take the time to sit there patiently and walk through and get familiar with our repertoire and get familiar with the things that we're doing, because we have enough music to go on and on and on for 3-4 hours and never stop between covers and the originals. We were talking about, I gave you a CD with over 20 originals on it, and then we could play a show that goes 3 hours and never play one original.
wow.
So there's so much to cover,
a lot of material.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm sure everybody's looking forward to your compilation CD.
Yes. Thank you.
So I want our audience to be able to get the information about your performances and what you're up to. So tell them how to hear your music and where to find you on the internet,
Yeah, we have a
the
couple.
intranet.
We have a couple of different.
The World Wide Web.
There are a few different websites. We have Harry Rios and the Nippy Thieves at ReverbNation.com.
Yes, I listened to that just the other day. Good stuff on there.
And there's a handful of older recordings on there and stuff. But again, I'm going to push some newer recordings. Some of the live stuff that we've done recently, we recorded. So I'm hoping to get some of those things out there.
On
we
the
also-
Reverb Nation.
on Reverb
okay.
Nation, on any of the websites. We have a page on Facebook, Harry Rios and the Nippy Thieves. And we also, or just Harry Rios, or just David Carter-Tegui, or just Matt Norris.
No, I'm
Okay,
not
so
on
you're all
Facebook.
just
Oh,
.com.
sorry. He has an AKA named Styx Malone, and now
Styx
it's out there
Malone.
for all to know.
So I mean, seriously, do you have websites that you can direct people to your musical exploits, or is this all through the?
I mean, currently for me, yeah, I'm very secretive of my music.
Yes,
Okay.
he's a music hoarder, is
I
what
am.
he is.
You can
I
listen to it,
freelance.
but-
I play with many different groups and
Oh,
things,
really?
so there's not any
Yes.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And then there's also HarryRiosMusic.com, which will take you to a
one to
blog
check out.
spot that has, information, a bio about me, contact information to get in touch with us if you want to book the band, and links to our YouTube and Reverb Nation sites and all kinds of videos, plays that I've directed with high schools and other things like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have information about your endeavors down in the South Bronx as well.
Well, hoping to get some of those up there. I haven't, maintained it as much, but everything that I've done up to last year is up there right now. So yeah, we'll get there.
Okay, cool. Well, gentlemen, this has been a lot of fun.
Thank
It
you.
was great having you on.
Thanks for having us.
The audience is going to see something really fantastic. These guys are going to be performing. They're going to, knock out a couple of tunes. Thank you for tuning in. You can visit us on Facebook. Check us out at Living Arts in Westchester. That's the YouTube and also on our website, Living Arts in Westchester. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night. Peace.
Oh, yeah. What does this life mean to you? Oh, yeah. Are you prepared to do? Oh, yeah. Perhaps we need to reflect. Because even if this is the way it's always been, doesn't mean it's how it should end. Whenever I feel like things is the better of me, I simply reach deeper inside my soul. And every little thing is getting much better that day. Maybe in this time, this world, it'll be alright. We got the good times, people alive. We can make it in this time. This world, it'll be alright. We got the good fight, keep hope alive. Choose to take control of your life. Ooh, yeah, if you don't, then someone else might. Ooh, yeah, yesterday's today's memory, but tomorrow is today's dream. Yeah, whenever I feel like things are the better of me, reach deeper inside my soul. And every little thing is getting much better that day. Maybe in this time, this world, it'll be alright. We got the good fight to keep hope alive. We can make it in this time. This world, it'll be alright. We got the good fight, keep hope alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whenever I feel like things are the better of me, I simply reach deeper inside my soul. And every little things is getting much better that day. Maybe in this time, in this world, it'll be alright. If we fight the good fight, keep hope alive. We can make it in this time. This world, it'll be alright. We fight the